Good morning. Welcome to Morning Love, your daily dose of love, hope, and encouragement from here at Buckwheat Farms Magic Emporium and Ballroom. Glad to have you with us. Thank you for pushing us over 2,000 views. Continue to share us, like us, and subscribe. Um, you often hear me talk about how religion is, or organized religion, and specifically religious texts and the religious stories are ways of describing the science of what's going on in our world and our mind, even in symbols and phrases that the people of the times could understand. And with that, I've been looking at esoteric meaning behind some of the scriptures and how that applies to us today. I'm not proposing or not promoting any particular religious sect or belief or anything of that matter. Just that these are all methods and all roads lead to our liberty. All these are, or as I used to say when I was preaching, eat the chicken and spit out the bones. And there's deep esoteric meaning in a lot of the scriptures before they were Romanized. A couple in particular, be in this world but not of this world, Jesus told his disciples. Okay, so what does that mean? Be in this world but not of this world. And of course, in the Christian world it means, to be out there but don't be sinning, and I think it goes way, way, way beyond that, because if you look further on in Romans 12:2, it says, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will know the will of, and it goes on to say the will of God or the all or the divine you. You'll know your divine will by, skip over the religious, block out the religious preconceptions. I understand it's hard because even as I'm saying, I said, oh man, I'm sounding like, the preachers I used to sit under. But no, this is not, this is about freeing your mind to recognize the divinity within you. And it's by renewing of your mind. Then you will know the will of the all. So what is the world that we need to not conform to? It's this world. And all this world is a chemical experience of the information that's going on. That is literally all that it is. It is a chemical interaction and expression, and we're meant to experience it but not to be involved in it, because it does manifest in an emotional response or reaction. And there's a difference there. Of course, a response is measured, a reaction is not. So that exhibition of it, if it's a response, it means we're in control. If it's a reaction, it's controlling us. And there's the fine line right there. Do not be conformed by this world. When we experience things, we need to be able to step back. And that's part of what happens with it goes on to say, by the renewing of your mind, the concept of meditation and those things that renew your mind and take your inner focus so that you can withdraw from the emotion of those experiences and observe and respond rather than react. And as you do that, you begin to draw back to the original creator mindset, which is simply to observe all this and to then make tweaks and changes in your path. Now, that's what's called, awakening, becoming awake, becoming aware. Awake in the Matrix is one of the pages that I follow on MeWe. That's what we call being awake, because what's happening is, as we're stepping away to observe, we become more and more aware of the things on the periphery. And our field of vision, our scope broadens, and we see more, and we understand more, and we begin to shape and transform the days before us, and we begin to shape and transform and do the things like I've talked about the prior two videos, of creating and of destroying, creating our desires, destroying and eliminating those things we don't desire. So how do we renew our mind? It's one simple exercise. And again, I'll go back to an esoteric scripture where Jesus told his disciples, his followers, to take every thought captive, or I don't even know where the scripture's from, but anyways, it's in there. Take every thought captive and obedient to, and it says the Christ, but I want to interject, the highest good. So we take every thought captive and obedient to the highest good. This is how we renew our mind. Okay, so what does that mean? Really, really simple. Break it down to one question with every idea that comes into your mind. Whose idea is that? Whose idea is that? I'll give you one example of in this world, of this world. Whose idea were grass lawns? They make no sense ecologically. They make no sense economically. They make no sense as far as the work involved. There's nothing redeeming in them as far as food or for us or animals or the bees or anything. So whose idea is that? And that may sound kind of silly and out there, but if you start thinking about whose idea is that, whose idea is it that we should vote for someone to represent our desires? Whose idea is it that we should have a fiat currency based in debt? Whose idea is it that we require a scad of a tome, to use a deep word, of laws and regulations when only two are needed? Whose idea is it? So begin to ask yourself, whose idea is it? Renew your mind. Renew your mind, and you will not be conformed to this world. It will have no effect over you, but you will transform your world. Namaste.